I met Luz about a year ago.
Yeah.
A year ago at a NARED event, National Association of Hispanic Real Estate Professionals. And I was so impressed with her, very impressed with her, and made sure that, hey, the next day I'm gonna call her and say hello and invite her to lunch. Because I want to hear her story. And we got some news yesterday that really was concerning me. And Luz, if you wouldn't mind sharing some of that, I'd appreciate it. If Luz Montanez can do this, her son's right here, David. David's here. If she can do it, what do you think, Luz? If you can do it?
Anybody can do it. Anybody can.
Hello everyone. So yes, as you heard, my name is Luz Montanez. I'm also a realtor. I'm with EXP. It's going to be 2 years as a realtor coming next month. So I am a rookie as well. Lots to learn. I'm definitely going to dive into my story pretty soon, but I will go ahead and let you guys know based on what Tom just told you. I didn't think I was going to be here today. I am more than excited that I was able to make it. I was in the emergency room the past 2 days. My presentation, I didn't study it. I was just gonna leave a message for you guys, and that was gonna be it. They discharged me last night, and I told Tom, I'm going. Put my presentation in there, I will be there. But it was tragedy news. I am fighting a tumor. So,
You get through
yes. And I got it. And that's the one thing I said, you know, when the doctor told me, he's like, why aren't you surprised? I was like, because I have faith. You know, you could tell me one thing, but it's gonna be gone. It's gonna be gone. You know? I have 5 kids, and I have too much to live for, so I know that I'm gonna get through this. And that's why I stand here and I tell you guys, don't let nothing hold you back. If I'm here today and I'm supposed to be resting, don't let nothing hold you back. That's one thing I'm going to tell you. And I'm going to go ahead and just dive right in and let you know how I went from being homeless to being a homeowner and a realtor. Okay, so growing up, I grew up in a home with six of us, 5 other siblings, with my father. My father was a single father. We did not have our mother. My mother had left when I was 11 years old. And I was raised with my father and my siblings. So from a very young age, I had to build an entrepreneur mindset. I had to have that independence installed in me. And I had to help my father out with my younger siblings. I was the oldest one. So I had to learn how to cook, and I had to learn how to help out. At 13 years old, I got my first job, and I was just being able to help out my father. But just seeing the struggles my dad went through, hearing my dad at night, it really set up my future. I did not know then what I know now. So in this screen, that's what you see here. You know, my father and my mom separated. It was something that like really impacted my life itself. I didn't know why I was going through that at that time, but our life has a path, and there's a reason for everything that we go through. The buildings that you see there in the middle, anybody who's familiar with Worcester, you guys know that's Chandler Street buildings. We were raised up there half of our life, and then the rest of my life I was raised up in Plumley Village. And then from there, we're gonna jump into my life itself. I got married at 21 years old and separated at 25. With those 3 beautiful children, I was a single mother of 3 children. That house I lived there is in Upland Gardens, where I lived, and I can recall to this day, you know, like I said, I was married. My grandmother had passed away, and that's the picture down on the other side there. She had passed away, and that impacted my life tremendously. I remember crying in that back over there, and I remember my ex-husband was the worst. No support, didn't let me go. My father had to pay my plane ticket so that I can go and bury my grandmother. When I came back home, I came to a broken house. Found out my husband was cheating on me, and I had an eviction notice. So I had to pack up, take my 3 babies with me, and we went to our shelter. Within 3 months, I found an apartment, and I let him back in my life. And then after a while, I just couldn't do it, so we broke up. He left, and at 27 years old, I was divorced. So I got my divorce at 27 years old, And I recall, I was living in that apartment itself. I got a call from Section 8, and they said, your voucher is ready, but I see that you have an apartment. So you're no longer homeless. Unfortunately, you have to go to the bottom of the wait list. I've been on that wait list for 9 years. I said, no, I can't afford my rent no more. I just got divorced. I'm working. I'm going to school. I'm going to be homeless again. What am I going to do? She said, if your circumstances change within 60 days from the date that they accept you to have the voucher, then we will give you that. And I said, okay. I talked to my landlord. I said, I need you to evict me. He told me, I can't do that. Legal standards, I cannot do that. I was like, well, I haven't paid you the rent, and I don't want to do this to you, but I'm not going to pay you the rent. I need you to evict me, please. And I didn't pay him the rent. And then he evicted me. I thought it was going to be easy. I was going to have my Section 8 in my hand. No, it doesn't work that way. They were like, okay, you got to get thrown out by the police. The police have to come in. They have to take you out, everything. Okay, so that happened. And I recall it was Labor Day weekend, so one day the offices are closed. I had to sleep in my car with my kids. And we slept in the car. Monday came around. I had to sit in the welfare office. Anybody who's ever been through the process understands that you're only allowed one bag per child, and you have to wait in the waiting area at the welfare office until they can put you into a shelter. And that's what I did. I went, I waited in the waiting area. I was able to get into a shelter again with my kids. Then I finally went ahead and brought that to the Section 8 office that I was in a shelter. I'd been evicted. They finally gave me my Section 8 voucher. Yeah. From there, I was able to move to Plumley Village, actually. Again, my dad was moving out, and I took over that same exact apartment that I grew up in. And we lived in Plumley Village for a while. And in this picture you see here, school is what got me through. And I say that because being a single mom of 3, I could have resulted to so many other things as many do. But instead of resulting to drugs, or to the streets, or to anything else, I wanted to go to school. I'm going through a divorce. This guy's not holding me back no more. I need something new. So I went to massage therapy school, and school got me through. I was going through the divorce, the loss of my grandparents. My uncle then had just passed away. But I'm telling you, this helped me. It gave me the mentality that I needed. I was able to get my Section 8. I was able to move my kids into an apartment. My children were young. He was the only one who knows everything. He's the only one who knows that shelters were shelters. The other ones thought it was just home, and that's it. They don't know that we were in a shelter. But God, there was a reason for me going to Plumley Village. I became a community member, a community leader. And what I say by that is, my children, they were going to Belmont Street School, and they used to have to walk. There was no school buses there. So they would walk to school. And I decided to do what's called a walk-in school bus to take these kids to school because their absence levels in the winter time were tremendous, and I felt bad. So we did a walk-in school bus, and I did a petition. I got all the signatures of Plumley Village parents to sign a petition, and this is one of my greatest success stories. We signed a petition to get 2 school buses. I went down to City Council, Phil Palmieri at the time, and down to the school board, and I had a meeting with them. And I told them, here's all the petitions, we need the school buses. And they didn't want to give it. I said, okay, so you have 2 choices. You're either going to get the school buses, or we need these crosswalks filled in, and I need the crosswalks with cross guards because the children are walking to school. And in this mile radius, we have this amount of sex offenders. I brought a really great presentation. And we didn't win 1, but we won 2 school buses for that community. Yeah. After that, I had moved out. I moved up the street from Plumley Village. That's where I met my fiance now, David Montalvo, and we had a little cute cottage back there. We loved that home. We had our daughter at that time, so now 4 babies. And then our roof caved in, and you remember that. A tree fell on top of our roof, and we had to move with urgency. So we moved to the first apartment that was going to accept us without looking at our credit or without bothering us. We moved in. Didn't look at anything. We just seen it was open, cool, we moved in. After we moved in, there was too many mice and roaches, and it was just horrible. There was a murder next door. It was just a nightmare. And then we had our last baby, and I was like, okay, I can't do this. It's 5 kids, living in a community like this, I can't do this no more. We have to fix our credit. We need to get a better place. And that's what we did. We started fixing our credit. But, you know, we fixed the credit. We then bought that white truck there, and that boosted our credit so many points. We thought we were going to move to an apartment. No, we got a pre-approval. We located a realtor. And that house is our house. And it's not a single family, it's a side by side. So I live in one side and I rent out the other. I rent it now, it's $1,400, my mortgage is $16. I pay $200, I pay less than what I paid when I was on Section 8. And this is why I tell you guys, like, honestly, if I was able to do something like this, to be in the street, and now I have rental income, you can do it. If you have clients that are doubting themselves, install this message. And I know a lot of us here are realtors. I'm sharing my message to let you guys know where a lot of your clients are probably coming from and why they need your help and they need your guidance. I didn't know anything about real estate and I was able to buy my home. Then I just fell in love with the fact that I was able to take my kids from the ghetto to the suburbs. And I decided to go ahead and study real estate. And I got my realtor license. And that's why now I'm trying to go into the communities and give back and teach. I'm not trying to go to the bigger areas. I go back to my roots. And if I can encourage anyone in here and there, whenever you can, go back to your roots, take a drive, remember where you came from and why you are who you are today to help out others. And make sure that you're doing it with a passion, because when you do it from the heart, that's when you're going to be able to help others. I had went through 2 other companies, and nobody really poured in, nobody really helped me. So again, it's a struggle, and I was going to give up. Tom sat down with me and showed me a few things. With Tom and Marissa's guidance, I'm telling you, they have poured into me, and I've only been with you guys. I signed up at the end of December or so I've been with you guys a short time, and they've poured into me. And they are showing me like the humbleness and the meaning behind what real estate is. It really connected me with my story. And this is why I'm not gonna give up. I'm gonna continue doing this. And I really urge and hope that all of you guys will do this as well. Just get your story. When you can connect with who you really are and why you do this, you're gonna reach out to more people. And with the news that I just found out, all I can think about in that hospital, if I was to go, then are my kids set up? They're not set up. They're not. I may have a 2-family house, but they're not set up. So all that did is urge me more. And now I'm looking in, yes, of course, I'm going to buy I want to get 3 more 3-deckers before I even get a single family. I have a clearer vision now, because I'm telling you, when life hits you hard, reality kicks in and you really soak yourself. So if there's one thing I can tell all of you guys can do, and this was a challenge that was put on me, right here, it's sad to say, there was one, I went to a GBAR meeting, and the lady had said, write your obituary. I challenge you all, write your obituary. Are you doing anything that's in that? What do you want somebody to say about you at your funeral? And are you doing that? Do you want them to say, oh, she was always working? Or do you want them to say she was a family person, she gave back to the community, she built relationships? And if that's what you want them to say, are you doing it? Are you building relationships? Are you networking? Are you being a family person? And if you're not, take those actions. Out of all the investors in this room that poured into you today, all the notes that you guys took, please do not sit on those. I challenge you all, go through them, write down 3 actions that you're gonna take, and take action on those 3 things starting Monday. I encourage you to do it. You never know when life is gonna give you a curveball. You really need to make sure that you leave something behind. Investments, trust, just go through those slides, look at all the information that the lenders gave, that all the speakers gave you, and try to find 3 things that you can identify with and take action on it. That's my speech.